As real-time rendering architectures scale to process billions of triangles per frame, the actual hardware bottleneck is rarely the arithmetic executing inside the fragment shaders. The true limit is geometry processing and memory bandwidth. When unconditioned, raw geometric data floods the memory bus, the sheer volume of redundant vertices saturates the hardware pathways, triggering catastrophic cache thrashing. This bloated geometry directly cascades into rendering inefficiencies. The hardware is forced into excessive pixel shader invocations, executing lighting math on occluded fragments that will never actually be visible on screen. Simply uploading raw asset files directly to video RAM and dispatching them for rendering is an architectural failure. In modern real-time rendering, unconditioned geometric data acts as a direct liability to hardware performance. To address this hardware reality, the industry relies on a C++ library called meshoptimizer, which has evolved into the foundational standard for hardware-aware geometry processing. Geometry conditioning is not a random collection of optional toggles. It requires a strictly ordered mathematical pipeline to successfully format data for the GPU. This flowchart details the definitive optimization sequence. The data must flow methodically from Vertex unification and indexing all the way through to final compression. Executing these algorithms out of sequence overwrites or entirely negates the hardware-specific memory layouts established in the previous steps. Mastering this exact execution sequence is the baseline requirement for engineering high-performance rendering architectures today. Step 1 is unification. Modern rendering APIs like Vulkan and DirectX strictly require indexed vertices. Indexing allows the GPU to reuse the mathematical output of a vertex shader for vertices shared across multiple adjacent triangles. Without indices, raw assets ingest as triangle soup. Every shared corner duplicates vertex data, needlessly inflating the memory footprint. The meshopt generate vertex remap algorithm resolves this. It executes a rapid byte-level comparison to identify duplicates, generating a mathematical remap table to merge them into a unified buffer. For assets exported with minute floating point drift from 3D modeling software, standard byte comparisons fail. In these instances, engineers must deploy custom epsilon tolerance limits to deduplicate the vertices correctly. Once indexed, the primary bottleneck shifts to the GPU's post-transform vertex cache. If triangles are ordered randomly based on artist creation, the cache is forced to process sporadic references to shared vertices. Because the cache operates with strictly limited capacity, it will evict processed data prematurely, forcing the hardware into redundant shader invocations. To correct this, Meshopt optimize vertex cache rewrites the index buffer in place. It mathematically reorders the triangles to maximize spatial locality, ensuring that reused vertex references occur consecutively before the cache clears. By completing these first two steps, we shift the GPU's workload away from redundant arithmetic and toward highly optimized spatial memory access. Step 3 is minimizing pixel overdraw. Modern desktop GPUs mitigate overdraw through early Z rejection, discarding occluded fragments before the costly pixel shader executes. Early Z rejection functions optimally when geometry is rendered in a front-to-back sequence, which is established by running the meshopt optimize overdraw algorithm. This introduces a structural paradox. By reordering the index buffer specifically for depth, this algorithm inherently degrades the perfectly tuned vertex cache efficiency established in Step 2. This trade-off requires a critical architectural exemption. Mobile and XR GPUs do not operate like desktop GPUs. They rely on tile-based deferred rendering, which fully resolves depth visibility by binning all geometry into distinct 2D screen tiles before a single pixel shader fires. Here, overdraw optimization provides zero performance benefit. It actively harms frame rates by ruining the vertex cache. A single monolithic asset pipeline is structurally flawed. Algorithmic execution must explicitly branch based on the target silicon architecture. Step 4 addresses memory fetch alignment. The unintended consequence of aggressively manipulating the index buffer is that the GPU will now attempt to read the physical vertex buffer in a pseudo-random order. This fragmentation causes severe L1 and L2 memory cache misses when pulling attribute data across the memory bus. The meshopt optimize vertex fetch algorithm corrects this by physically relocating the vertex buffer in memory. It ensures data is stored sequentially in the exact order first requested by the optimized indices. The final stage of the geometry pipeline is data quantization, a mathematically destructive reduction of vertex precision. This must occur absolutely last. The prior overdraw and simplification heuristics strictly require access to full precision 32-bit floats to calculate their spatial math correctly. Quantization slashes the bandwidth payload. Normal vectors, for instance, can be compressed by taking the x, y, and z floats and snapping them together into a densely packed single 32-bit integer, utilizing signed normalized encoding. Modern rendering APIs natively support these packed formats. The GPU hardware automatically dequantizes the data back into floats during the fetch phase, incurring absolutely zero arithmetic overhead. Completing this pipeline successfully transforms VRAM assets from bandwidth-heavy liabilities into densely packed, perfectly hardware-aligned payloads. As real-time architectures scale, the fixed-function Vertex and geometry pipeline is being superseded by mesh shaders, a highly parallelized execution model driven by compute kernels. Mesh shaders demand that monolithic, continuous geometry be partitioned into microscopic, discrete spatial clusters, which are known as meshlets. As seen in this diagram, the meshoptimizer library provides specialized algorithms to subdivide continuous meshes into these optimized clusters. Each meshlet is rigidly bound by hardware constraints, strictly capping the payload at a maximum of 64 vertices and 124 triangles to ensure maximum parallel execution. By calculating the spatial bounding volumes for these specific clusters, compute shaders can evaluate the bounds and instantly drop off-screen meshlets before rasterization even begins. Hardware ray tracing utilizes a similar spatial division, employing surface area heuristics to generate highly optimized bounding volume hierarchies for rapid ray intersection tests. For enterprise deployments, pipeline engineers can automate this entire sequence, from initial unification down to meshlet clustering and quantization, using the library's companion command line utility, gltfpack. Whether engineering for traditional rasterizers or next-generation compute APIs, rigorous geometry conditioning is the foundational requirement for keeping modern GPU silicon saturated.